Hi guys! Welcome to London Diaries with Shikha. So today's video is a second chance eyeshadow edition video. I will go through my eyeshadow stock and see which eyeshadows are worth it or not for me. So if you're curious to find out my views, then please keep watching. So let's get started. This is going to be in no particular order, and I am going to start with Urban Decay Naked Basics mini palette. So this one over here is made up of 6 shades which you need to create a smoky eye. This palette retails for £24 and the quantity of each eyeshadow in here is 1.3 grams. So this one is an okay palette. I'm not a huge fan of this Naked Basics collection. So if I have to repurchase it, I probably would not. Alright guys, the next one that we're going to discuss is from Guerlain. It's in this gold packaging and it is just one eyeshadow. So you get an eyeshadow plus a mini wand or a brush kind of thing over here. This one retails for £21.50 and the quantity is 2 grams. Obviously Guerlain is more high-end than Urban Decay, so here you can get 6 eyeshadows, 1.3g each for £24, whereas this one over here is 2 grams, 1 eyeshadow and £21.50. I'm not a big fan of buying single eyeshadows, but I did in this case because I just needed to get my hands on this particular shade of blue, which I was struggling to find elsewhere, so I thought, why not? I'm glad I have this shade, but would I repurchase more single shadows from Guerlain? I would not. It's just a normal eyeshadow with good pigmentation, but I don't use it that often, so I wouldn't necessarily go for just one eyeshadow and spend like £22 on it. Okay, so next we move on to this holiday gift set from Stila. Now, I made a purchase last year. I do believe this is from her 2016 holiday collection, and the only reason I made a purchase was because it kind of said like this is love letter packaging, so that's the only reason I purchased it. And if you open it, you get a few set of eyeshadows here. So I don't remember the exact price of this set. It came in with like a lip gloss as well as a mascara. I think it cost me around £20, £21. It was like for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For 12 eyeshadows, 1 gram each, and a mascara and a lip gloss. I mean, £21 seemed quite reasonable, and hence the reason why I purchased it. But in all fairness, I don't really reach out for it. This is probably just as new as when I purchased it, so I don't think I will repurchase this one because first of all I cannot, because holiday 2016 is already over, and second of all I am not really using this, so there is no point of repurchasing something you already don't use. Alright guys, so the next one that I am going to discuss is from Too Faced. It's their Sweet Peach Eye Palette. This one over here retails for £39 and the quantity is 0.95 grams for each shade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you have 18 shades over here, 0.95 grams each, retailing for £39. I do believe it's a reasonable kind of price point. I have not really used this eyeshadow palette as well. It could be basically because I have so many eyeshadow palettes and I don't want to be too colorful on a daily basis. Perhaps that's the reason I haven't used it much, but for some reason I am not attracted towards this palette. It does smell of peaches, which is true, but then again, peach is not my favorite fruit, so I will not repurchase this one as well. So as you can notice, we're only discussing the palettes I don't like. We will get to the ones that I do like. Okay, so the next one that we're going to discuss is a brand called Natasha Denona. I have a massive palette from her, and then I have 3 palettes which are made up of 5 eyeshadows each. Now, here's the thing with Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. Basically, these 3 are from the first time ever when she came out with her massive eyeshadow palettes, and these were the minis that were released if you don't want to spend £269 on a palette. So I indulged in 3 of these palettes. I like them, I use them, perhaps not on, not on daily basis because they are quite glittery. It's difficult to find too many mattes with Natasha Denona. She's all about pressed glitter and duochrome eyeshadows. So as you can see in this one, there are only 2 matte shades and they're pretty intense. The next one I have over here is some shades can be worn on daily basis, like these 2. This one over here is a shade I absolutely love. I'm not sure if she does like mono shades. If she did, I'd go and repurchase it. I'm just always nervous I'm gonna hit pan on this one. It's 64V shell and it's like your perfect dusty rose gold color. Not gold, but it's your perfect dusty rose color. And the final one that I have from the mini version is this one. Again, you have actually only 1 matte shade in here, which is this blue, and again it's not a day-to-day wearing color. So these are the ones from Natasha Denona mini palettes. Would I purchase them? Probably yeah, definitely. This color on its own I would purchase it, but in case they don't sell mono shades, then I would purchase this one again because I absolutely love the color in the middle over here. I'm probably not going to purchase the same shades over here in the other two palettes because I don't really reach out for these so much. But the thing with Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, at least the first lot that came out, the first time that she released this, was that they're really good quality. The mattes are amazing. I wish she'd make more matte colors. Okay, so next I'm going to compare this Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette with Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This one I decided to indulge in 1 full palette from Natasha Denona because I just wanted to, basically. I believe that in total I paid around £200 or £210 for this. There are 1, 2, 3, 9, 9. There are 18 shades, and the quantity of each shade is 2.5G, which is a decent amount of quantity. To go back to the minis over here, they are same quantity, but this one would retail for £41 to £42, something like that. So if you think about it, you're getting 5 shades for £40, but then over here you're getting 18 shades for around £200. So this would work out to be a better deal. Again, there are not that many mattes. It's more so about the glitter and the duochrome. So the reason I'm discussing it alongside Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette is because this one retails for £41, and there are 7. So there are 14 shades here, 4 less than Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette, and each shade is 0.7 gram only. Now when this Star palette came out, there was quite a few comparisons between Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and this palette over here, because some of the colors are quite similar, like these 2 over here are pretty similar to the maroon shades in here. I'm glad that I have both of these eyeshadow palettes, and if you want to compare, I'm not going to get into let's calculated to a penny which one is more reasonably priced. Obviously, this eyeshadow palette on its own is super expensive. You know, you don't want to be spending £200 on an eyeshadow palette. I'm not in love with this palette. I definitely love definitely love Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette. So if I had to choose now between the two of them, I would go repurchase this one. So if I end up finishing this eyeshadow palette, I would go back and repurchase it. But if I end up finishing this eyeshadow palette, which I don't think is going to ever happen, it's not going to happen with this one as well. But just in case I did, I would not go and purchase this palette again for £200. Now, the last one I have over here is pretty dirty because this one gets used a lot. This is from Tarte. It's called Styled by Hrush. I purchased it for like around £23–24 from US. It has a decent size blush, and then it has 6 eyeshadows. Now let's see if I can find out the quantity of eyeshadows. Is 0.8 grams each. So this is the eyeshadow palette that gets used the most. As you can see, hitting pan over here, hitting pan over here. There's a dent in the middle one over here. So I do use this palette a lot. I do like it a lot. It's easy to blend. It's pretty reasonably priced, and if I run out and if it's still being sold, then I would repurchase it. The reason I say still is because I believe this was some kind of a collaboration last year between Tarte and Hrush, and I'm not sure if this is something that still sells. But this is my first experience with Tarte eyeshadows, and I do believe they make some really decent quality eyeshadows. Okay, next one over here is not an eyeshadow palette, it's a Z palette, and I purchased these eyeshadows myself. They're from Makeup Geek, retail for like £4 or £5 per eyeshadow. Now, there's only one that is not from Makeup Geek. It's this peacock green color, which is from MAC, and that's the only MAC eyeshadow I have. Rest all the shades are from Makeup Geek. Obviously, there are 2 shades which are much loved compared to the other 4. It's this shade over here, Creme Brulee, and Frappe over here. Obviously, they're not too expensive, but I wouldn't know what's the quantity on this one. If you like Google it, you would get it. Would I repurchase these 2 colors if I run out? I definitely would. One of them is good to set your primer, and the other one is a really good transition shade for your crease. The rest 4, I'm not too fussed. I will not purchase it. This peacock green from MAC, I really like this color, but I'm not using this on day-to-day basis, so there would be no need for me to purchase it. I like MAC eyeshadows, so I might try one of them again. This one over here costs £10, and the other were like £4 or £5 each. Finally, the star of the show is this palette from Charlotte Tilbury. I have recently purchased it. It's a limited edition instant eyeshadow palette. The quantity is 0.7 grams. There are 12 shades in here, and it lets you have a day eye, a desk eye, a date eye, and a disco eye. So 3 shades make up a look each, and so far I am absolutely loving this eyeshadow palette. I would go repurchase it if I was to hit pan on this, but hopefully that is not going to happen. This is my first time also trying Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette. I have found the quality to be really decent. They blend well. There's not extreme fallout. There is fallout, but there is not extreme fallout, and they last long as well. So this one gets a yes. Alright guys, so that's it for my second chance eyeshadow edition. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like me to review any of the products mentioned, then please do let me know. If you have any questions, then please leave them in the comment section down below, and until next time, please keep smiling. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? my second chance here.